Okay, so the recipe and all our ingredients that we're going to use today are listed in the description box below. Don't be afraid to chop and change in whatever way suits you. For today's recipe, you're going to need 150 grams of porridge oats, 75 grams of pumpkin seeds and 75 grams of sunflower seeds, 100 grams of slivered almonds, 50 grams each of dried cranberries and dried raisins. You can use sultanas if you prefer. A half a teaspoon of vanilla essence, a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon and a quarter teaspoon of salt. Lastly, for your wet ingredients, you'll need a quarter cup of agave, choosing your substitute however it suits you, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of a neutral vegetable oil. So you're going to add your oats, your sunflower seeds and your pumpkin seeds, your flaked almonds. You're also going to add in your cinnamon and salt. All we want to do is give that a nice mix up together. It already looks amazing. Clean bowl, and we're going to mix our 2 wet ingredients. Today I've just used vegetable oil. It's completely fine if you want to use a coconut oil or any other oil that is non-flavored, but of course you can use a flavor if you fancy. I almost forgot my vanilla essence, which would be criminal. Add about half a teaspoon of vanilla amount of all my wet ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my baking tray, which I have lined already with some grease-proof paper. If you don't have grease-proof paper, that's totally fine. Just make sure you give your baking tray a brush with some butter or some oil so that your granola does not stick. All we're going to do is spoon the granola out onto the tray. Oh yeah, you can see all that stickiness in the bottom of the bowl, which is great. So just press the granola evenly over your baking tray to make sure that we get a nice even bake. Nice golden to golden brown color. It's not overdone. You can see the almonds are nice and toasted, as are their sunflower seeds. So all we're going to do now is allow that to cool completely before we add through our fruit. As I start to mix this through, you can really see why we wouldn't really add a whole ton of extra sugar. There's a lot of sugar and sweetness provided in the agave, and there's a lot of sugar and sweetness provided in your dried fruit. You really don't need to add any more. Of course, it's your own preference, but you know me, we like to go for healthy, good options that all the family can eat. Homemade is the way to go. One of the best things about this recipe for me is that there is 0.00% palm oil, which you will be surprised to find is in a lot of the shop-bought granolas. This is a win-win for me. Even though the calories are fairly similar, you can see as you look along the nutritional content how much better our homemade granola is for us. One of my favorite ways to eat this gorgeous granola is to have it with some Greek yogurt and some beautiful fresh berries. A second really simple way to eat your granola is to have it as a breakfast cereal, simply with some milk. Quick, easy and effective. A third great way to eat your granola is to pre-portion it out into individual snack sizes. I like to pop a lid on these and throw them into my handbag so I can eat them on the move. The last and probably my favorite way to eat granola is part of the toppings on my smoothie bowls. Just look at all those vibrant colors. A little sprinkle of granola just adds that extra crunch.